Here's a live look at the state capitol, where leaders today inked a budget deal ahead of Monday's deadline. But parts of it may already be in jeopardy, complicating the final days of session. Political reporter Caroline Cummings has been following this dramatic session from the start. Caroline, how did this deal come together?
Well, hi there, Jeff. So this $66 billion budget, which funds government and its programs over the next 2 years, is the product of many, many hours of negotiations in a closely divided Capitol. Republicans and Democrats were forced to compromise because no bill will make it out of here without bipartisan support, because there's a DFL-controlled Senate and a tied House. But part of that deal would end health coverage, state health coverage for adult undocumented immigrants, sparking fierce pushback.
Good morning, everyone.
Legislative leaders and Governor Tim Walz emerged Thursday morning praising the work they did together to get a budget framework.
We may have differences, but we have not succumbed to the idea that we let dysfunction rule, and that democracy and compromise are still seen as virtues instead of vices.
Bipartisan agreement is the only way to get any bill to his desk for signature in a Capitol as divided as ever, with 100 Republicans to 101 Democrats across both chambers.
The global targets that we have come up with today demonstrate that in this division in the legislature, so closely divided, that we have agreed to do what is best for Minnesotans and actually making some hard decisions.
But as they walked through the details, a protest erupted outside the governor's office.
One Minnesota, right? One Minnesota, right?
Some DFL lawmakers joining Minnesotans rallying against removing undocumented adults from Minnesota Care by the year's end. The compromise is children will be able to stay enrolled in the program, providing health coverage for low-income people. Republicans had pushed for a full repeal. But several Democrats vowed to reject that part of the deal, which could complicate the final few days of session.
There is no fiscal, there is no economic argument to be made when we take away people's health care. So what they did was purely cruel. It was cruelty dressed as fiscal responsibility.
Now, this budget agreement is really the first step in end-of-session negotiations. Small groups of lawmakers will take those numbers to finalize the spending plans in their respective committees, whether that's transportation, taxes, judiciary, and more. But today really showed that there are already cracks in that framework, which could make the end of session and a likely special session a very bumpy ride. Jeff.
Yeah, far from finished here. Thank you, Caroline.